Welcome to the Private Property Farming Show. My name is Mbali Ngoko, your host, and today we are all the way in Soweto, Edube to be exact, to meet a young and thriving female farmer. She's a piggery farmer and a butcheress, and we're here to learn a lot more about her butcher that she started back in 2016 and get to know her background just a little bit. Please don't forget to subscribe to the podcast and like and share this episode with whomever you deem necessary. So let's get right into it and meet Nomathemba Langa. Welcome to Inyama Yethu. Noma, thank you so much for having us today.
Thank you. Thank you for showing up.
Thank you. So tell us, how does a township girl become a farmer?
Wow. Basically, I didn't even imagine myself as a farmer. Didn't even know what farming was up until my father bought game resort in 2013. And basically when I got there as well, I was still thinking, no ways, from the urban areas to the rural areas, this is not me.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, I got to spend more time on the farm, got to associate myself with the animal, got a better understanding of the environment that I was exposed to. And that's just where the humble beginning started.
Yeah, your father encouraged you to start a farm using the minimal resources that you had. Tell us about that journey in going into piggery production.
So when we got to the farm, right, we knew nothing about it. So we bought pigs, sheep, goats, all of these animals. When we bought the farm, it already had game. So the giraffes and everything, they were there.
Okay.
But we had to buy the other animals. And then we also bought seeds and stuff because my dad was like, this is a farm, so we can't be buying vegetables. So the least that we can do is to just plant our own vegetables. But then something happened. The pigs started littering, a lot of piglets, we had just numbers and numbers of piglets and we didn't know what to do with them. We first had preschool kids coming in and taking pictures with the piglets and then they started dying.
Oh.
And that's when we realized we've got a problem here. And then we called SAPO and then they brought in their transformation manager. At that time it was Tepo Pasla, and I was like, I can't engage with you because you don't have an understanding of what pig farming is. First go to training and then come back, then we can engage, because in terms of the terminology and all of that, you need to understand the environment first before we can engage. So I went to Bainstill's Training Academy in Pietermaritzburg for a 2-week course, and when I got there, that's when I realized, unimali lana, And I came back and I told my dad, I was like, thank you so much. And so now, let's sell what we have here, and then let me just comply with the standards, in terms of biosecurity, because already now I know there's this abattoir, so there's just so much compliance, and I want to be there. I don't want to be selling at the auction because that's not what the market requires right now. So did all of that and asked him to inject a little on top of that. And that's how we started our piggery journey.
Yeah. So when you're saying inject a little bit of that, are you talking about funds or infrastructure or assisting you with certification so that you could get your piggery business off the ground?
I've been really lucky.
Yeah.
So what happened is when I came back from the training, the transformation manager from SAPO was still there.
And SAPO is South African Poultry Association?
No. It's South African Pork Producers Organization.
Oh, okay,
yes.
Great.
So they came in. So basically they were walking the journey with me. So what happened was we put up the fencing, we had the structures of the showers, because in terms of biosecurity measures, we bought the uniform, everything that was just needed. And then afterwards we called in a private vet to come and check that the feed that we're giving the pigs, it's what is required by the standards. The biosecurity measures are in place. So just all of that, even the record keeping. So all of those things had to be in place before we could call the private vet. So by the time he got in and actually gave us our certification that basically states that everything is fine on the farm, we can now go and slaughter at an abattoir. And simultaneously, we also got the state vet. So we had 2 vet certificates, one from a state vet and one from a private vet, stating that everything is fine on the farm and then we can go and slaughter at R&R. When we got to R&R, they were now saying in terms of the pork 360 now, they no longer take pigs that come from cemented floors because it damages the trotter's quality. And then I said, but no, the guy who's taking in my carcasses is actually one of your clients. And he says he's fine with that. Then they said, no, we need a confirmation letter from him. And he basically did write a letter stating that he's fine with that. He'll take them in like that. And that's how I started managing slaughtering my pigs at R&R abattoir.
Okay.
And then my dad also bought me the cold refrigerated truck because it's one of the compliance to saying now from the abattoir to the butchery, that cold chain shouldn't be broken.
Yeah.
So we also bought the cold refrigerated truck. Then we started delivering, but in terms of the food acceptability as well, they needed to check the truck and all of that. Does it comply? So yeah, no, I think my dad played a major role in building me up and grooming me to be the person that I am today. And yeah, then the rest was just to say the whole management, you know, waking up and ensuring that they're fed, well fed. We also had a nutritionist to come and check as well to say, now the diet is fine. Because till to date, our abattoir gradings has always been what the market requires, which is a P and an O. We also entered a carcass competition with Alfma, but the first time when they started, it was through Langa meat. So we were taking our pigs to Langa. And then when I got my results as well from Langa, from the carcass competition, because we came out 9th place out of 124.
Jeez, that's amazing.
Yes. And to top it up, we were the only small-scale farmers versus commercial farmers.
Yeah.
So that on its own, it was just, whew, I can't believe I'm here, you know, competing. And it was funny because the pig breeders themselves were part of the competition. So the person that I bought the pigs from, I was actually competing with.
Wow.
So it was kind of dodgy, but I was excited, you know, and that's how Langa gave me the letter of intent to saying, with your quality, we can basically take 150 carcasses from you on a weekly basis, but you now need to comply with the standards. And that's when I started, you know, being serious to say, okay, what requirements do I need now to be a commercial pig farmer? So,
who knew that pig farming doesn't just involve growing the pigs, but also having things in place where compliance is concerned?
Yeah, no, I think that's the biggest red tape in everything, you know. But out of that came this. If it wasn't for the red tapes, we wouldn't have the processing part, because I had to find ways to saying, how do I mitigate, you know, through this? And I can't be saying, I'm waiting. You know, small scale farming doesn't bring in money. It's your R1 profit that you make, and imagine R1 every day. It doesn't make sense. It's like a hobby now. I'm just waking up, but it was worth it because I had to build up the records, the reputation to saying, this is who I am. When you go and present yourself to a person, you say, but I am quality. You know?
And my product is quality as well.
So what else do you want? You know, I'm not just talking.
The farm is based in Brits Northwest. However, we in Soweto, in your butchery. Why don't you have the butchery close to the farm?
So funny enough, during COVID, as farmers, we were part of essential workers. So we could move from province to province. And I just started saying, hey man, we don't know what's happening, and you know, people are limited and all of that. So let me just start a mobile butchery and start advertising on WhatsApp. We're doing meat hampers, we'll deliver, you know. So stay home and be safe. We're gonna come and deliver by your door. All you need to do is pay. When we get to your door, we send an SMS, you come outside, you get your hamper, and we're gone.
Yeah.
So there's no need to stand in lines and all of that. And that's when I realized that most of my clients were in Gauteng rather than in Brits. Yes. So when everybody was complaining, hey, I'm making a loss in COVID, I was smiling. I was like, yo, Nkosi yami, what a blessing, you know, because it was a blessing.
Yeah.
And then we went back to level 1, and then everybody started going to the butcheries. So even the sales started declining. You could see now people could literally go out, you know, who wants to stay cooped inside. But those people that loved our quality, they still are clients, they're still here. Now we don't deliver, people come and pick up here. So you see, we minus a lot of costs. But COVID must come back.
Absolutely not. We don't want to be there, but obviously, you know, we're grateful for the milestones that you've obviously learned during that COVID time and the sales that you were able to get from the small idea that you decided to have around starting a mobile butchery. Well, I can't wait to learn a lot more about your business and its operations. I think it's exciting to meet a pig farmer, a female one at that, you know. They say that there's not a lot of female farmers, but we are there in the trenches, you know. But yeah, I think you're the first piggery farmer that I'm meeting, so I'm super excited to learn more about your business and definitely Inyama Yethu.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you for watching this episode. Next week, we chat more to Nomathemba Langa to learn more about the intricacies of piggery production. My name is Mbali Nwoko, signing out, and don't forget to subscribe to the podcast.